Hey people, John V here from Phone Arena. I have the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 in my hands, the Verizon LTE version. I'm going to run a couple different benchmark tests, see of course how the tablet handles most operations. Just by quickly looking at here, it exhibits all the usual things we find with the Honeycomb tablet. It runs pretty smoothly with a static wallpaper. You can tell just navigating across the home screen, the app panel. A little bit of jerkiness every now and then, but it's not that bad at all. So let's take a look at some of the stuff here. You can tell just with the various pinch gestures, pretty smooth and instantaneous, so not much of a problem in that area. It's powered by a dual-core 1.4 GHz processor. It's coupled with 1 GB of RAM, so that's pretty much normal specs nowadays. It's not a quad-core processor or anything like that. And you notice just by bringing up the widgets here, you do notice some slowdown to it with its operation. So let's test it out a little bit more. Let's run the live wallpaper. It's running Android 3.2 Honeycomb on top of, looks like the TouchWiz interface, of course. Let's put a live wallpaper on. Let's set the blue C1. See how it handles this. Now normally, as with most Honeycomb tablets, we notice a good amount of strain with live wallpapers. And it's somewhat decent. You could definitely still see some evidence of sluggishness or choppiness with its movement. If we put it to portrait, it's a little bit more pronounced here. Yeah, you definitely know it's not as tight with its instantaneous response here, and you can tell it just a little bit of delay too at times. But that's typical of any Honeycomb tablet which we've seen in the past. Let's bring it back to a static wallpaper now. Then we'll run the first test here, which is Quadrant, and then we'll just go from there. So let's take a look. Let's load up Quadrant here. Now we've ran it already quite a few times, and we have to say, it puts up really good scores. But again, benchmark scores are one thing, and actual performance is another. But if we just take a note of the numbers, the results it's able to produce, it's roughly around 3,500 on Quadrant, which is pretty respectable, easily putting in lines with great devices like the Samsung Galaxy S2, the Galaxy Nexus, Galaxy Note, some of the great devices in the past, but not quite in the same level as a quad-core device such as the Asus Transformer Prime. And we'll quickly show you that here as it's loading up this test. It is taking a little bit of time. Let's see if it's going to come out, give us a pretty decent score. So here's the first graphical test that's running. Quickly show you. This one here is running around 60 frames per second, roughly 55 to 60. Still pretty smooth. You could tell with its movements. And it's pretty consistent. It's moving up towards 60 frames per second at times. This next one here, it's hard to say, it doesn't really show it. 41 frames per second, so not quite as, not at the 60 frames per second mark, and this last one looks like 40 frames per second too. Not the smoothest we've seen on a tablet or any device out there, but still decent enough. Let's see what it puts out this time. So with this test, it put up a pretty good score, 3950 on Quadrant, so that's really remarkable. So, it's still a pretty fast processor, but, it ultimately comes down to just the actual, performance out of the box with its normal operation. So let's show you some other things here. We ran the Antutu benchmark test here. Quickly show you the results, and then we'll see if we could get some other benchmarks here. So with Antutu, it gave it a total score of 6382, so still not bad at all. And we put that in the score chart. It actually ranks, it's up there, but nothing groundbreaking. So we're here at 6382, a little bit on par with the Galaxy Nexus, Galaxy Note, still lagging behind the Transformer Prime, which is again still up there in terms of benchmark scores. And the last thing we're going to show you here, actually we'll show you a few more things here if we can. Let's run LintPack, run a multi-thread, show you what it puts out. Usually takes 3 seconds. Yeah, 82.276 megaflops. Takes approximately 2.05 seconds, so not that bad at all. It's a really good score. And the last test we'll show you here, guys, is just NeoCore. See what it runs pretty much close around the 5859. That's what we typically see out of most high-end devices. So we'll just run this last test and show you what's able to get. So just by looking at these graphics here, it's really nice, smooth, different effects, smoke effects, all the lighting looks pretty nice. So here we go, it should be finishing up here. There you have it, just as we said, 58 frames per second on the average, still nice, you know, pretty much expected with this type of device. So there you go. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much it with the benchmark test for the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE for Verizon. If you want to learn more about this device, you can check out our website, phonearena.com. This is John V. Thanks for watching.